I'll be bringing you 5 tips to help you improve in Modern Warfare, so stick around for that. Also, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this weekly. I do Call of Duty videos, news, updates, tips and tricks, and tutorials. So if you like that, then subscribe and turn notifications on. So the first tip I have for you is to find the right gun for you. So this means experimenting with a bunch of guns, and it might take a while to find the right gun, but it will be worth it because when you have the right gun, you're going to definitely find an improvement to your gameplay. Once you find the right gun, you want to be sure you're using attachments that do help improve your aim, unless you're going for a specific style or aesthetic or whatever it is. Just go for attachments that really improve your aim, and secondly your range, because those are the most two important things, because the main meta in the game currently are assault rifles, and assault rifles have more range than some machine guns, and really that's why I'm suggesting range and aim as the two primary focuses when you're using the gunsmith with the gun that is right for you. Also, you definitely want to consider the stippled grip attachment, because this attachment, it increases the speed you aim down your sight. So all in all, reduces ADS time. Comment below any attachments you suggest for others watching this video. So the second tip I have here is to go to custom games and to learn recoil patterns. This is super important, especially if you're new to Call of Duty, because every gun has its own recoil pattern. Just be sure to do this once you find the gun that's right for you. So when you're experimenting with recoil patterns, you want to counter aim to wherever the recoil is pushing towards. So if your gun is going up as you're holding the trigger, you want to aim down. So when you're shooting and you're aiming down with that recoil pattern, your gun is going to shoot straight, and you're going to be way more accurate and kill way faster and improve your chances of living. If you are using a new gun, be sure to go to custom game real quick and test out its recoil pattern. Remember that each gun has a different recoil pattern, and also you could do this when you're testing out attachments. In custom game, you could use whatever attachments you want on your guns, so you don't have to wait until you level them up. And this is another great thing to do to help improve your aim and definitely improve your chances of living in a match. So now we're going with tips that has to do less with your guns and your aim, but more about how you approach gameplay and strategy itself. So the third tip we have here is to use the minimap and the compass. The minimap and compass works really different than how these things worked in previous Call of Duties. So no longer do red dots appear normally when enemies are shooting, and the only time you'll see a red dot is if 1, your enemy is not using Ghost, and 2, if a friendly UAV is online. So under those standards, you'll see red dots. For this reason, you might want to consider running a UAV. And also, you want to keep an eye out for where teammates die, because this may mean that enemies are near that location or are looking towards where your teammate has died. Also, keep in mind, if you're running one direction and your teammates are running towards your direction, chances are your team is spawning where your teammate is coming from. So to save time and to gain intel on where the enemy is, run that other direction and explore where your teammate is going, and maybe even back up your teammate to help guarantee a kill. This leads to my next tip, which is gain map and situational awareness. So that means keep an eye on your radar. Your radar is there for a reason, and it's better to use it than just to ignore it. Keep an eye out on where your teammates are, so if you hear footsteps and you know you have no teammates near you because of the radar is showing you that there's no teammates near you, then 100% of the time there's an enemy near you. Also, it could help determine where your sounds are coming from if you're still trying to learn on the sounds and the audio and how the audio works in the game. And that leads me to my final tip, which is play carefully. When I say this, I mean that you might not like this and you might love this. You might need to camp more than you're used to. This game requires you to play tactically and to play carefully and to be smart. If you rush out and play stupid, you're gonna die more often than not. I am super aggressive. I love slaying, and when I first started playing Modern Warfare, that got me killed so much. So I had to learn how to rush less, to be more smart, and when I am playing smart, I do better. And when I'm playing stupid, I die more. What this means is that you need to learn how to read situations and really know what places on the map are the places you need to be and to lock down, and where in general your team needs to be, because there are points in Modern Warfare maps that are better than other places of those maps for just the sole reason that they will get you more kills and will help you die less. You'll also want to use your kill streaks wisely and not just run in the open and call in those kill streaks. I've seen people do this countless of times and just end their own kill streak just because they want to call in like their cluster strike, and it's not worth it. It's not worth ending your kill streak just to call in something that might not get you enough kills. As a bonus tip, I see this happen so much and it's hilarious, and at the same time it could be frustrating, but there are times where I see my teammates, they run past an enemy and they either get me killed or they get another teammate killed, and it kind of sucks, and you can see why that's frustrating. Also, be careful when you're moving around the map. You don't want to be sprinting all the time, especially when your teammates are trying to sneak around the corner, because chances are there's an enemy around that corner, and when you're sprinting or just telling the enemy that you and someone else is possibly around that corner, and that's going to put your enemy's guard up and put you at more risk of dying. Comment below what you think about this. I know it happens to me a lot. I always see my teammates running past enemies and they have no clue, and they probably hear the gunshots and gunfire and they still are completely clueless. So really brush up on that awareness. So that's pretty much everything I have for this video. 5 tips to help you improve in Modern Warfare. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, drop a thumbs up and comment any of your own tips you might have for me or any other players in the community. With that being said, I'll see you in my next video. Peace.
Profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep.